What's going on today, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about things that you should not do within woodland photography in general. Now, it seems in the YouTube stratosphere, there's a whole lot of videos on things that you should do in woodland photography, and not a whole lot of information on the things that you should not do in woodland photography. Now, of course, by not doing these things, you'll actually improve your photography, and it's my hopes that it will help you better understand woodland photography. So let's just get right into the video. One thing you do not want to do in woodland photography is go out and shoot on a sunny day where there's no clouds and you just have direct sunlight. You want to avoid going out midday on a sunny day because those conditions can be very challenging. You have these specular highlights that are kind of dancing around in the woodland, and it's really hard to actually get these specular highlights to cooperate. Chances are the subject that you're trying to shoot will be lit one moment, and then the next it'll be completely in shadow, and it's just really hard to manage. So you don't want to waste your time waiting for that light because it's gone one moment and it's quickly fading. Much like the frame I'm in now, you can see the light is just constantly changing on me. It's kind of changing in the background, and it's just really hard to manage. So instead of going out on a sunny day, my suggestion would be to go out on an overcast day where the light is even and it isn't changing every so often, so it's a lot easier to manage. If you guys want to learn more about woodland photography, then go ahead and check out my social media platforms at the New Brunswick Landscape Photographer on Instagram or Facebook, and you can follow along with my content, and hopefully that will educate you further on woodland photography or just landscape photography in general. Another thing that you do not want to do within woodland photography is tend to stick to the wider focal lengths. I find personally that the trickiest part about woodland photography is actually trying to exclude all the items that you do not want in your composition or that you do not want within your frame. That being said, if you're shooting at wider focal lengths, you're going to be including a lot of trees or a lot of distractions or items that you don't necessarily want within your composition or within your frame. Here at Curry Mountain, we have these big, beautiful, giant pine trees. And if you were to shoot this woodland scene at a wider focal length, you would just completely lose the scale of how big these trees really are. Within the frame or something to show the scale, you really would have no idea how big these trees truly are. So this is why I suggest to avoid shooting woodland scenes at a lower focal length. Woodland scenes and not necessarily woodland images, which actually brings me to my next point. When you're doing woodland photography, you do not want to just shoot trees, okay? There's a lot more that the woodland has to offer than just the trees themselves. A good way to look for scenes within the woodland is to actually visit woodland areas that are unique or have characteristics to them. Don't just go out in the woodland for the sake of doing woodland photography. Actually do some research and find some wooded areas that have character to them already, and then try to exploit this character within your scenes within the woodland. Again, here at Curry Mountain, we have these big, beautiful pines everywhere, so every time I'm shooting here, I try to incorporate them in some sort of manner. Perhaps you're at a coastal woodland and chances are there's moss and greenery everywhere. Perhaps you could create a scene around those characteristics. Just try to look for scenes within the woodland that have a little bit more structure to them and create some sort of narrative or scene. So that's my tip. Don't just shoot trees, try to shoot scenes within the woodland. And when incorporating scenes within your woodland photography, you can better create narratives, and it can be more compelling to your viewers and ultimately will help you create better images. Something you do not want to do within your woodland images is tend to shoot at higher apertures. When shooting at higher apertures, you're going to create a very deep depth of field, and this is going to include everything in focus. This can work against you in woodland photography because if you have 10 or 15 trees or items within your scene and they are all within focus, then how is your viewer going to know what the focal point is, or how is your viewer going to know where to look within your images? Chances are they're going to be distracted with everything in focus. This is why I would suggest shooting at lower apertures within the woodland, because having a shallow depth of field is going to help you create separation and ultimately will create stronger focal points or stronger subjects within your woodland images. If you're a beginner to woodland photography, then I would really suggest at shooting lower apertures, because this is going to really help you eliminate distractions and create separation within your images. If you guys liked the video, or you found the video informative or educational in any sort of way, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's free and easy for you to do, but it really helps me out. If you guys have been following along or you like what you see, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so you actually get notified when a new video is out. If you guys really like the video, then please feel free to share it on social media. Again, it really helps me out in promoting my channel, and through doing that, hopefully I can reach more people and educate people better. But yeah, that's the video. Again, I really hope that these tips help you in your woodland photography, or help you better understand woodland photography.